Triggers caution. Because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children. And not for coworkers either. And yes, that includes you, Cindy. Yeah, we all know they're bought and paid for. That type of growth is not natural in a week.
I missed part of that conversation. Was she talking about her flowers at home?
Flowers, yeah, that's what they were talking about. Mm-hmm.
You know, let her buy flowers. Women like flowers. It's fine.
That's right. What's up?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is rumble.com/JJW. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. Every morning we meet at 6:30 in the morning, drink coffee, and talk about the news and politics and media, culture, pop culture, comic books.
Yay. We hadn't talked about werewolves in a long
time.
I know.
I just
or like comic books, really, or really comic book movies. We need to get.
How about somebody start making some good comic book movies or some good comic books?
Some good movies.
just some good movies.
Hey, I saw a good movie. Me and Kendra watched a good movie the other day, but a lot of people don't like this director, so they're not going to say it's a good movie. But I thought
Roman Polanski,
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
a lot of people don't like Roman Polanski either. Yeah, that would have been the number one pick. So good choice. Hello there, JJW. How was your day yesterday?
Okay. You know, how does your day normally go? Because my day starts off with like, we do this and I'm like, great mood. And then I usually take my kids to school and I drive them for an hour and I'm still very like charged up. Like I'm very creative. I can still do stuff. I get to the office, I start sorting through my email and working on a project or whatever. And then around about noon, I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little hungry or whatever. And then afternoon, I go into the fog of just like, I know I have things that I'm supposed to be doing, but like I just can't quite assemble things correctly and get stupid.
You're just a normal person, dude. You just the Chinese or the Japanese or the dirty knees or one of these. One of those people over there. Look at these. One of those people over there. They do the napping in the afternoon, the mandatory and they say it produces or it improves productivity and stuff like that.
They say that.
My day has always been different than normal people's days because I'm a morning show DJ and have been for the better part of 30 years. So my day starts a lot earlier than normal people's days. So by the time you get up, I've been up for about 4 hours. Not you personally, but by the time normal people get up and you're starting to eat breakfast, that's when I'm like, I want a cheeseburger. You know, I'm ready for lunch at about 10 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, 9:30, 10 a.m. I'm ready for lunch. But on the flip side, at 8 o'clock at night, I am ready for bed. I'm exhausted. I'm ready for bed. I'm ready to go to bed. I don't care if y'all stay up another 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't care. I'm going to bed. Just please keep it down. You know?
Yeah.
And that's just I've lived that lifestyle so long, and I don't like that lifestyle because I'm a night owl. I love to stay up.
Yeah. Have you ever? So when was the last time in your life that a primetime TV show or whatever was so compelling that you were like, no, I have to stay up and watch this?
No.
Would it have been like Battlestar Galactica in the early
I'm a
2000s?
TV watcher. No.
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible. It was good, but it wasn't stay up, watch it. Oh, no. They don't make TV shows like that anymore.
No.
And so my day's a little different than yours, but my day yesterday, thanks for asking, was
I was getting there.
Was exciting. I got 2 awards yesterday.
Oh, yes, you did.
I got one award that I knew that I was getting. We were trying to coordinate schedules because we got busy people, but my radio station won the it's not the CMA, but it's a KCMA, a Kentucky Country Music Association award for Radio Station of the Year last year. And I won that award, and I knew that I was getting that. So we were getting everybody together. And when the people came yesterday to give me the award, oh, you're good. When the people came yesterday to give me the award, I got the DJ of the year for 2022 too. So I got 2 awards yesterday, and I was very excited about it. Oh, there's the showstopper. She got up early. I can't hear her. JJ muted everything.
Get in my room.
No. What does mom say about you getting up this early?
Not.
No, you're not going to get up this early. What you're going to do is go back to bed and wait till your son comes up on your clock. Okay? But Dad loves you a lot. You can go ahead and give me a big hug.
Tell her to look at a book. Does she have some books or something she can lay in bed and read?
I don't want her to get in trouble for being up too early.
Oh,
yeah. If she gets up too early, mom's gonna make you take a nap this afternoon. Go back to your room and go back to bed for just
as long as she stays in bed and reads a book or something.
An hour. Go on
with me. An hour.
I gotta close the door.
An hour. That's a long time, Dad. Gosh, an hour. I don't want to sit in here for an hour and twiddle my thumbs.
Listen, what you really don't want is an exhausted 4-year-old at 5:30 this evening because she didn't take a nap and she got up early and she's just screaming and it doesn't matter if she eats. All right, sorry about that.
No,
that was a little ahead of schedule, but it sure is adorable.
Isn't it adorable? She's the cutest when she gets that little.
Yeah. She was real sleepy because she came right over to give me a hug instead of standing right there and just balking.
Yeah.
All right. So you're an award-winning. Your station is award-winning, but now also, Deke personally is an award-winning, which means that this show is hosted by an award winner.
An award-winning radio station.
Well,
no, it was really cool. No, I wasn't expecting the DJ of the year, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I was trying to keep that secret from you and whatnot." So, it took care. And I'm how I'm an emotional person, so it took everything in my power to keep the tears from coming back. And then I had to interview him live on the air about it. So and he's telling me, "Oh, well, you do this, and you do this, and you do this, and you do this," and I'm not good at people praising me.
Right.
I don't know how to accept it and how to take it.
It's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable to me when people are like, "Andy, you're really good at this and this and this and this," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I suck.
Yeah.
I hate. No, quit. Stop. Let's talk about something else." I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it was very uncomfortable for me yesterday doing that. I don't like praising myself. I just don't.
No, you don't want to be. You don't want to sing your own praises and be.
I very rarely toot my own horn, but sometimes I will toot my own horn, and I've got to today at 9:00, and that's what they were saying. They're like, "Will you interview this guy today on your show at 9 a.m. and will you toot your own horn?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
okay." I don't like to do that, but I can harness the JJ.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be like on the air and be like award-winning radio station. You the whatever it is, the train. What is it? The train,
rail.
The track, the rail.
The rail. Get rail. That's
99.2 The Rail, award-winning for railing right through your ears.
That's right, award-winning radio station. Speaking of award-winning radio stations, I'm going to give you an award-winning song that I just added to my radio station today. I just added it to the. I opened up my music scheduling program and I put it in.
Okay.
But I have played this song before on my station. This song was shown to me by my children a couple of years ago, I think. The song is from a folk bluegrass band from Canada, JJ. They're called the Dead South. And this song's called "In Hell I'll Be in Good Company." And I actually gave you the video to watch. It's in our Deeks. If you'll go to our Discord server,
I didn't hear a ding dong.
No, I'm not telling you, but if the viewers will go to our Discord server and go to Deeks playlist, you'll see I've posted it in there. And this video is just the reason I posted the video is because it's really cool. It's a really cool video, and this song is really awesome. I love the freaking song. So check out "In Hell I'll Be in Good Company." They're look how JJ see that it makes you want to do that.
Oh yeah, it's good. I like it when they do these videos where the guys are doing the same thing and they just change the scene.
And that's what this video is, and it's beautiful. It makes you want to watch the whole video. It makes you want to watch the whole dang video. They are touring overseas and they're getting a lot of plays overseas. I love them. I've added them to my radio station. I love this. And I've got a traditional country radio station. It's not a classic country. It's a traditional country radio station. So I've added them to my playlist this morning, actually, because I was listening and I was like, I want to play the Dead South. for JJ.
Even though they're Canadian, they're pretty great.
Yeah, Canada has a lot. If you think about the history of Canada, folk music, long history of coming out of Canada. Canada
Oh, really?
Long history of producing some great folk music. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Yeah. Gordon Lightfoot was a Canadian. I think it just passed away not too long ago, and he was a folk music king.
All right.
Was,
and this is worth checking out, guys.
Anne Murray. Anne Murray's a Canadian too, I believe. All right, so there you go. There's the Dead South. That one is worth checking out. It's good stuff.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm sure you know, we go to. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant to say this. Sinister Ministers in Kentucky.
Oh,
he would. I think he's heard my radio station.
I forgot to flip on the chat over here. Let's check on the chat. Oh, we got Brian in chat, and only Brian in chat. That's cool. Welcome everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think maybe we're not hitting the front page like we were before a couple weeks ago.
That's all right.
It's fine. Their loss, right? Not ours. So, as you know, we go through tremendous links every single day to make sure that you have the most scintillating news stories, the most controversial topics, the things at the top of the news, things are going to break later in the day. We try to make sure that we've got that for you right now so that you're ahead of the curve.
Oh, yeah?
And today...
You don't think we just luck into that?
Yeah, it's probably mostly luck.
It's planned. We planned it.
Today, there's Jack Diddley Squat going on. That's interesting. So we've got a couple of stories. And so today's title is based on probably the most interesting story, I think.
I suggested a different title, but
you did. This one. You did, but I already tried to do the comb over title. Didn't really work too well. I don't know.
Go with a different joke then. That joke's not working. Keep the same topic.
Oh.
101.
All right. Yeah. Today's title: should Leslie Van Houten be paroled? Leslie Van Houten.
Jeez, JJ, who is that?
I tried to give you a clue.
I wonder why we're not on the front page.
Yeah, right. Give you a clue with the background. Leslie Van Houten is
she was 19 years old and she participated in the Tate LaBianca murders that the Charlie Manson followers did.
Yeah, she's a killer. She
has been up for parole many times. Well, let's just go to the story before we.
Yeah,
that one was just kind of I saw that story and I was like, oh, here's a throwaway story that we can mention this morning. And then I look and JJ's made it the damn title.
Listen,
I'm like, oh shit, how are we going to talk about this for 20 minutes?
Wait till you hear my follow-up, my B story that it was going to be.
Basically, this woman, Leslie Van Houten, was 19 years old, a part of the Charlie Manson cult. She participated. I don't know any of the fucking details on what she did.
Right.
I'm not on the parole board. I know she participated in the Tate LaBianca murders that the Charlie Manson was convicted of. That Charlie Manson didn't even murder anybody, but he was convicted of it.
Yeah, he just convinced crazy people. Or he brain.
I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve something, but
right.
Do some research on that and don't just take what you've been told about the Charlie Manson murders. Anyway, this woman has been put up for parole like 6 or 7 times, and the parole board has decided to parole her 6 or 7 times, but governors of the state, whoever it is at the fucking time, have denied it, have stopped and denied it. So they're thinking that maybe she will have a chance to do this. And this is where I get at. I don't know this woman. I don't know anything that she's done besides what was told to me that she done at 19. All right. If I told you some shit that I'd done at 19, you'd probably be like, yeah.
Can we unparole you?
Exactly. You don't want everybody to know everything that you done at 19 years old. I'm hoping it's not participate in a fucking ritualistic murder.
Right.
I hope it's not that, but that was like in the fucking 60s.
Right.
That was like
50 years
ago.
Yeah.
So the woman might have changed. She might not have changed.
We don't know.
I'm not on the fucking parole board. But the people that have been on the parole board the last fucking 7 or 8 times have all listened to everything and decided
Right.
that she should be free. And the
Right.
governor is like, no, I don't think so. No, I don't
Yeah,
think so. I need to get
because
reelected. I need to get
if the
reelected.
that's exactly what happens. If the governor, it's so so you have two different questions here. Does she deserve to be
Right.
paroled? Has she
That we
earned
don't
it? Has she
know.
put
And
in the
I'm not
work? Has she
defending
accepted
her.
responsibility? Is she a changed person?
Right.
And
The
that's
parole
totally
board,
different
that's
than
for the parole board to decide. And
right,
obviously the parole board has decided that 6 or 7 goddamn times that
right.
she is okay to come out into society. But yet
And
you Californians are still paying for her room and board and food.
the other question is what's the political impact to the governor? Because it will fall on the governor. Because if the governor doesn't stop it, right, and then she gets out, and then she goes on to a murdering
Oh,
psychopath
she goes into a murdering
tear,
spree. Yeah, she could. She
murder
could go into
spree,
a murdering spree.
murder spree. Then it's the governor, right? It's the governor's fault. So I mean, I don't know. What's the point of constructing a system for rehabilitation and parole when you won't listen to them? I'm not sure.
Right. What's the point? What's the point of
Then again, I mean, she was like, I mean, what was she originally sentenced to? Has she served her sentence? I don't even know.
I'm sure she's been in there for 60 years. I'm sure she's probably served her sentence, or she's
Oh, it's a life sentence. Yeah,
served the
so she's
majority of
just
it. Life is only
have,
like 20 something years, isn't it? Life's not life. It's only like 20 something years. I'm serious. I'm not making a joke.
I usually take them at their word when they say life in prison.
That's the first problem, JJ. You don't need to take everybody for the word.
I mean, I do. I take people very, very sincerely. I
Yeah,
accept them sincerely. I
shouldn't. In most of the United States, a life sentence means a person in prison for 15 years with a chance for parole.
Yeah,
15 years.
I mean, I don't have any particular.
You're not in prison for life. You're in prison for at least 15 years.
I wonder if maybe. I wonder. Well, one, I don't know if Leslie Tate has any surviving family, and two, I don't know if they have any feelings about this.
Yeah, they do. The Tate LaBianca people still are. There's. Yeah.
I mean, they may be. It could very well be in either way. They could say this woman served her time. You know, we grieve our loss of our family, but she's, or they could be like, no, let her rot in there. I don't know. So,
funny that
I don't know. I don't know what to think about it.
Funny that you, wasn't Roman Polanski? Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned Roman Polanski earlier.
Oh yeah, no, he's totally like.
Were we on the air then, or were we off the air?
Yeah. I think
you mentioned Roman Polanski, and now we're talking about this was our lead story. Did that bring Roman Polanski's name to your head?
No,
That's weird how that. I don't know. Because I said when I was talking about M. Night Shyamalan, you were like Roman Polanski.
Yeah,
I said a director that a lot of people don't like, and you're like Roman Polanski. It's weird that you prop that out, and then we're talking about Sharon Tate.
Right. Yeah.
If folks don't know, Roman Polanski was were they married to the Sharon Tate?
I don't know
if they were married, but they were together. And Roman Polanski, I don't think, was in the house at the time that Sharon Tate and what was the LaBianca?
Well, no, he wasn't in the house. It was it was a different place. He was elsewhere, but they were involved at some point.
I think they were involved at the time of her murder.
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
Yeah. No, he wasn't there.
Van Houten was 19 when she and other cult members stabbed the LaBiancas to death in August 1969.
Yeah, let's see. On the night of August 8th night, 4 members of the Manson family, Watson, Susan Adkins, Patricia Kernwinkle, and Linda Kasabian drove from the Span Ranch in Benedict Canyon to the home of Sharon Tate and her husband, film director Roman Polanski. The group murdered Tate, who was 8.5 months pregnant, guests Jay Sebring, a celebrity hairdresser, a coffee heiress, her boyfriend, an aspiring screenwriter, an 18-year-old visiting the property's caretaker. Polanski was working in Europe on a film. Manson was a cult leader and aspiring musician who tried to get in contact with record producer who had previously rented the house. So he was going there to get somebody I
I
guess
gotta
they were
tell you,
trying to go there to get this record producer, and he wasn't even there. They wasn't even renting the house. It was somebody completely different.
yeah,
So this is just a
yeah, whatever their plan was, it was obviously a crazy plan baked in
yeah.
crazy head. This woman's fucking up though, a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because it's been years, but I've seen Charlie Manson on video talking about whatever the sex is too good in prison, all of that stuff. If this woman actually ever wants to get out of prison, she needs to be in contact with the press, and she needs to be doing interviews, and she needs to be out there actively saying what I did was wrong, and I bet I paid my debt to society. I'm a changed person. I really truly regret what happened, and
Yeah, she needs to change the court of public opinion before she tries to
that
go.
is what I'm
She's
saying.
changed the parole board. She's got the parole board, but she
It's
needs to
not good
change the court of
enough.
public opinion. Yeah, all right.
And that's probably not her fault for not realizing this, because she was probably for decades has been told you gotta check these boxes on the parole board, and they want to see progress or whatever. But but that don't matter if the people.
It was like that. It was the parole board in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, JJ. For 40 years, it was convincing the parole board, and she did, but she couldn't convince the governor, and that was her problem. She could never figure it out. Well, she waited so long, she was in prison so long, that now we have social media, and we have the ability to sway public opinion a lot easier than we did in the past. I always had the ability as a radio guy for 30 years I had this power to sway your opinion because I had the open radio waves to do it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's
you're
my
kind of
kids don't
competing.
look my kids don't look at radio. They're like, oh yeah, my dad's a radio DJ. It's not a big deal. But 30 years ago, it was like, my dad's a radio DJ. Isn't that cool? That would have been cool. But now it's just like whatever.
Yeah, Van Houten. I'm not pulling for her or not pulling for her. I'm not.
I don't care.
You're right, but I will tell you. I will just say, she's fucking up. She needs to get on TV.
What I do care about is the system.
Right? Yes, because you could get you could do something wrong, pay your debt to society, and still get
fucked over.
Yeah,
and not get what you're supposed to.
And what good is
every
that?
Single person is different. Okay.
Prison is supposed to. What is prison for? Prison is for either rehabilitating people that can be rehabilitated.
No, that's wrong.
Or punishing people forever.
That's wrong too. Prison is for private people to make money, JJ.
Well,
it's not for rehabilitation, and it's not to punish people. All right, it's not. It's to make money.
How profitable are prisons? Are they? How profitable are they?
Up. You need to look that up. Not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now. But you would be very surprised.
I mean, obviously, there's a tremendous cost. You have facilities. You have.
I don't want to go through it right now. We got plenty of shit to talk about. I don't want to.
Yeah. All right.
Our prison, running a prison is very expensive.
Fine.
They make a lot of money. You don't think they get money from the government and shit like that to house these people that the government is saying?
Sure, but
God, yes, man.
Yeah, but that's not profit. That's costing.
Oh my God! Think about it. You think? Use your brain. Don't you're being stubborn just for stubborn's sake. Use your brain. Of course they're profitable. Unbelievably profitable.
All right.
All right, let's talk about Comer. Are we going to talk about Comer? Or
sure,
McCarthy?
Let's talk about Comer.
Talk about this other guy that fell off the boat, and I think it's crazy.
I got a story I want to talk about. We got to get past the political stuff. All right, let's do. What's up with Comer? Let's do Comer.
All right, so I don't know. I didn't get a chance to read all this. I was kind of hoping that you would have read a bit more about this than I do.
The most recent thing I saw. Wait, hold on. Why do you have a different card than I have?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I don't know.
That's different. Okay, go on.
Well, bring yours up then.
Well, maybe I'm on the wrong story.
You are. You're on the Susan B. Anthony story or whatever.
Oh. All right. Well, this morning I was reading, okay, so James Comer is the House Oversight Committee. He gave the FBI until today or to yesterday to produce the documents that they're supposed to be producing regarding the Hunter Biden, the Biden investigation. And the director of the FBI, Chris Wray, said, nah, F you. The House Oversight Committee, who has jurisdiction on this particular matter, said, we have jurisdiction. You have to turn this over. And the FBI said, nah, bruh. And they're just not going to do it. And so currently, I think
What's
Comer
up with
is.
that?
Yeah.
What's up with the FBI just being like, fuck off? We're going to do whatever the fuck we want to.
Apparently, that's how they do. That's how they. I mean, look.
Well, I
the
know
only
they've done that for fucking ever.
yeah,
but
the only answer to this is to like
defund
eventually
the FBI.
to eventually dismantle the FBI. We don't need it.
I mean, if you bitches ain't going to listen to your boss, can't the boss just fucking break you bitches up?
Oh, don't be silly. This isn't a republic or a democracy. You live in an authoritarian, bureaucratic state.
I'm just being silly. To think that the FBI would ever be completely disbanded is fucking ludicrous.
Listen, don't worry. We have a long-term plan. See, the bureaucratic state can only survive because it's constantly getting funding and revenue, and it's able to afford these things. But we're on a it's a little bit of a medium long-term plan to totally make the dollar worth absolutely nothing. And so therefore,
they're
eventually
doing it.
All the financial support will collapse.
It's fucking working. That plan is a working, JJ.
Okay. All right.
Comer is still expected to have a phone call with Wray today about the document, but the Kentucky Republican had previously and publicly set yesterday as the deadline for FBI to hand over the document after he subpoenaed it earlier this month. I personally, this is what we need from Comer. And I think Comer is this type of guy. If he does this or not, I don't know if he can do this, but he's this type of person to do this. He needs to fucking hold them goddamn accountable. All right. We have too many people in this fucking country nowadays that are like, JJ, you do that one more time and I'm taking it away.
Right. Yeah.
You do that one more time and they'll say it
gonna be grounded
8 times before they ever do anything. Comer gave them until yesterday to hand it over, and they said no.
But
they didn't fucking hand it over yesterday, so they should be held accountable. You had this is what's going to happen. Here are the consequences. You didn't do it. Here are the fucking consequences. We are not teaching anyone in America. This is what we're teaching them. You can do whatever you want and say fuck you and nothing will ever be done. And that's not the way the world works. That we've got a whole generation of 35-year-old people and below that think that they can just do whatever they want because they don't like it, and people need that they're the main character. And the world don't work that way. So this is
one problem. I say problem, but like it's what the Congress is supposed to be able to hold the executive in check, right? Except Congress has exactly two powers in this regard. The first power is the power of the purse, the power to appropriate or not appropriate spending. But what does our Congress do? They pass these massive slush funds, massive slush budgets, and just gives the executive money. And then the other thing is they can subpoena or hold them in contempt. So what? Eric, even if they pass a resolution to say Christopher Wray is in contempt of Congress and should be prosecuted for violating the will of Congress under all of this authority, you can say whatever you want. It'll go to the Department of Justice. It'll go to Eric Garland, and Eric Garland be like, "Oh, that's a very interesting letter that I have here from you about. Let's see. Well, who gives a fuck? Eric Garland's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. So it's toothless. It's toothless. They give them the money, and it doesn't matter whatever contempt of court, contempt of Congress that they passed. Christopher Wray will never serve any time. Christopher Wray will never be convicted. So that's what this is what happens when you fold on something like debt or funding, or you pass a 2-year. What's McCarthy doing right now? McCarthy made a deal with Biden. They're going to cut $1.5 trillion of the debt, and but in exchange, what does Biden get? Biden gets funding through 2025. Biden will not have to deal with a debt ceiling looming disaster, a pressure on the presidency. Biden won't have to deal with that for the rest of this term. So, McCarthy may have gotten a win in terms of reducing debt, but he's giving up the game in terms of having pressure and power and presence over the presidency. And that means that any kind of threats like this by Comer or any other committee in the House, no power. No power. It'll go nowhere.
It's good for Comer though, because he has definitely he's definitely pouring his foundation, don't you think?
I mean, he's making a case, but
He's making his name known. He's getting his name out there with the Hunter Biden stuff, and now this stuff, and like I've said before, he's my backyard
right.
Representative.
And I think it's legitimate. I think his grievances are sincere. And also, I think perhaps the American public, what's the attitude, the responsive attitude of the American public that even kind of runs into this? They're going to be like, yeah, we know Biden's corrupt, but, what are you going to do? So, like, it could be even in the best case scenario where he, like, makes the case, like, Biden's corrupt $5 million in bribes from overseas companies, from China, from whatever. And Americans would be like, yeah, that sucks. And then it goes nowhere.
Did you see that this Dan Bishop guy from North Carolina was the first Republican to support ousting McCarthy over this debt ceiling? What do you, I mean, this is just a...
Yeah, where do you go from here, though? McCarthy is about as swamp creature, establishment, middle of the road as you can get. He's the most digestible to the Democrats and most, I mean, you're not going to go farther right than McCarthy. Like, even if they remove him, there aren't enough Republicans in Congress to impose a stronger character than McCarthy without support from Democrats. So, and I believe, if I recall from our early January show, I was streaming the House stuff. I think there's some sort of a deal in place where I think 5 Republicans can invoke the speaker be kind of like called to account or perhaps even removed. But I don't know. Pretty sure that McCarthy's not in any danger whatsoever.
No, good God, no. That's why I was brought up that little story, and I was like, oh, this is kind of... It was one of the first stories that I saw. So, we were struggling for stories, and I saw this, and I was like, well, maybe we can talk about this for a little bit. And after I read through it a little bit, I was like,
what do you throw away? Do you? I mean, I'm kind of critical about this debt limit deal. I don't care if maybe we should default. Maybe we have to. Maybe the only way to course correct for our future is for America to suffer a little bit in terms of what it's like to default on our credit, because otherwise,
but what's going to happen if that happens? What's going to happen to the banking system if that shit happens? I mean, and what's going to happen to the interest rates? What's going to happen to the banks wanting to loan money to people, so people can't get any loans to do anything, to build anything, to produce any kind of new businesses, to produce any kind of new jobs? Look at what our grandfathers and grandparents did when they were in their early 20s, or they were in their teens, and they had to go through the Depression. My grandfather, we were talking about it one day. I've lost my grandfather when I was 14 years old. That was 30 years ago. I have lost all my grandparents when I was 14 years old. That was over 30 years ago. I'll be 46 on Sunday. And I can remember my grandfather taking a piece of bread, putting mustard on it, and eating a mustard sandwich. Mustard and bread is all he would eat. He would take a can of sardines and a thing of crackers, and he'd eat sardines and crackers. And it was the grossest thing. He'd mix them up and do all this. And we got to talk. That was Great Depression food. That was, he said, oh, son, that's poor people food. This is poor people food. Poor people got to eat what they eat, and that was... We're getting to that now. That
but what are we doing? What have we been doing for years? We've been borrowing money. And what's happened in the last 40 or 50 years? You used to have one income and a whole family. It used to be that one person's income could substantiate their entire family. You could have a house, it wouldn't be a great house, but you have a house, you'd be able to have a family, all of that. Today, right now, if you don't have two incomes, you're probably going to be approaching the poverty line. And
You're
what's it going to,
probably going to be approaching the poverty line. You will be.
yeah.
If you've got kids, God
And
damn,
what's
I
it,
got 5 kids, dude.
yeah, how hard is it going to be right now under what we are still doing? How hard is it going to be for your kids? Your kids are going to have to do something to make tremendous amounts of money just to survive. So
My daughter,
how is this a better future for them?
I know that's what me and my daughter were talking about that, and I was like, look, you need to. It was years ago when I was talking to her
Yeah.
about this specific topic, but I told her, I said, Kendra, you need to start studying algorithms right now while you're in middle school. You need to master those. By the time you graduate, you need to be able to know everything
Whatever
in the
that
world
is.
about
Yeah.
algorithms and figuring it out and programming and creating them. And she's like,
Yeah.
okay. You're right. These kids are going to have to make the value of the dollar has.
But this is the pressure that keeps us doing this system. Oh no, if we don't pay, if we default in the debt, we'll have the Great Depression. So we're just going to keep borrowing and borrowing, giving more power to the government, giving more debt to our children, so that we can we're getting by okay today. But I mean, the debt's coming due.
I think also there's a little bit of the royalty in America is we've kind of got the French Revolution, let them eat cake going right now, if you think about it, okay? Because the super rich royalty in America are flagrantly spending money on anything that they want. We see it on television. We see these TV shows. We see these super rich people just spending money. We see them going out to restaurants. These people in New York City that will order a goddamn cheeseburger from fucking McDonald's and get it delivered with DoorDash or something and pay $60 goddamn dollars for a fucking delivered.
Are you serious?
Not 60, but I'm sure it's probably 40,
a lot,
40 fucking dollars for a number 4 from McDonald's. And we're wondering why the goddamn double cheeseburger from McDonald's costs $6 now. It's because you motherfuckers are lazy goddamn bitches that sit at home and want somebody else to bring it to your fat fucking ass. So you pay them 2 or 3 extra fucking dollars plus on top of the $10 goddamn fee. You know, that's why we've had all these fucking people flagrantly spending their money, and poor people that are actually working their ass off are saying, can we please have some bread? Can we please have some bread to eat? And fucking Marie Antoinette's standing up there, fucking oblivious. She's oblivious, taking selfies and look what we made today. Look at my makeup tutorial. She's oblivious to the fact that we're wanting bread to the point, and so fucking stupid that we're going, these people want bread. And she's like, well, if they don't have any bread, let them eat cake.
Right.
You're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And I
kind
of agree with you. I think we probably do need to default and get into a fucking depression in order to sometimes you've got to get burned in order to know what fucking fire feels like. Okay.
Maybe.
And
if we don't
release do that shit, I don't want my children to do that.
Right. If we don't release this pressure somehow and start going the other way, like the pressure, the longer this bomb builds, the worse it's going to be when it gets out of control. You guys think it's going to be bad now, we were going to have a recession, or we're going to have a de-inflation or whatever. When the dollar is literally more useful to wipe your butt with, than it is to buy anything.
It's almost getting that way.
Yeah. Things are more expensive now than they were, but it still can get a lot worse than this. It can get a lot worse.
Oh yeah. I think it can. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, my brother said the powers that be have instituted debt slavery. Yeah, that's what it is. You think you're not? Wait till you go to college. Wait till you go to college and you start borrowing $20,000 a semester, and then you're paying that for the next 40 years.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah. All right, let's
All
change
right.
subject. I got another story.
I got a story I want to talk about before we run out of time.
Okay, yeah, go ahead right now.
It's probably the most important story of the day, but I didn't
Oh no, let
think
me
it
do
was
my
worth the
story
time.
before you do your most important story of the day. Yeah,
Ooh.
we're not going. No, I want to get this. No.
Okay.
So
Go
this
ahead.
is a weird story that I came across yesterday. There was another story that I saw. It was a film of like an 18-year-old guy that had jumped over a cruise ship and they couldn't find him. You know, he was swimming in the water and it was showing him that he had jumped off of a cruise ship on a dare and he was swimming in the water, and it showed a video at night of him swimming. And then they said they lost him, and they had like search crews had looked for him for 2 days and they couldn't find him and they had canceled it. And I thought that's what this story was, but it's
Oh
not.
my.
Okay.
Okay.
So this guy right here, Coast Guard crews are still searching for this 34-year-old man who went overboard from a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean Monday. Ronnie Peel Jr. of Virginia went overboard. His partner and his mother told CNN that he fell from the Carnival cruise ship on Monday. What happened was his mom was at home watching his dogs. And he's in love with his dogs, and he was keeping up with his dogs, and he hadn't called that day. And he didn't call in the middle of the day. And his partner, Jenilyn Blosser, said that they had went on a cruise to celebrate her birthday. It was his first time on a cruise ship. She woke up Monday and she was unable to find him. They couldn't find him. They asked, they couldn't. They called him on. They couldn't find him anywhere. Well, they started looking at security footage. At about 4:10 a.m., he went out on his stateroom balcony and was leaning over the railing and fucking fell overboard. At 4:10 a.m., they saw it on the video, and they started looking for him, and they can't find him. And they only found out because she couldn't find him and thought, well, he's probably on this massive ship somewhere. But his mom called her and is like, hey, he hadn't called. I've been watching his Three Dogs.
I mean, this is sad, but that dude's dead. That guy's dead.
Oh yeah, that dude's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
I've actually sailed on that ship. That's a fun. I mean, out of Florida.
There is no way in hell. There's no way in hell that you would get me on something like that.
Why not, dude? It's great.
Fuck no. I don't care how great it is.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's fun. There's no way in hell.
My wife and I went on cruises for years. And look, Carnival cruises are cheap. They're
not. I'm sure they're not cheap anymore.
Yeah, they were cheap. They're probably not cheap anymore.
What? That looks like torture. To sleep in something that's constantly moving, that's constantly going to make me sick to my stomach the whole fucking time. To be around thousands and thousands of fucking smelly ass, nasty ass people waiting in lines for everything, eating shitty fucking food that has been prepared on a fucking ship that's out in the fucking.
I hear what you're saying, but you're wrong about all of that, dude. First of all, there's nothing more comfortable than closing your cabin door and it being pitch black and laying on the bed and the boat is rocking you.
Fuck that,
baby!
God
it's
damn,
amazing.
I can throw up just thinking about that.
And you'll get over the seasick stuff pretty quick.
Oh,
otherwise,
sure
take Dramamine.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Just take some Dramamine. Just put the little fucking bracelet on your arm. You know how long I've heard that? Fuck you. You know how long I've heard that shit? Since I was like 12 goddamn years old. You know what? Let me tell you something about Dramamine. That fucking shit don't always work on everybody. A Sprite, that's what my mom used to give me when I was sick to my stomach because I fucking get motion sickness. Like, I just can't believe I'm not watching you get motion sickness just by doing this. That's why I can never go on a boat, man. I get motion sickness fucking easy. And that's why it's just like, everybody's like, take a Dramamine. Why don't you put on the little copper bracelet? Fuck you and your copper bracelet. Jesus Christ, that shit don't work.
All right. Anyway, yeah, that sucks. But I've actually had a balcony room, and out of morbid curiosity, I would go out and lean over the rail, and I'd be like, if I fall off of this thing, I'm not falling in the ocean. I'm falling on the deck 30 feet below. That would hurt.
Well, fucking Ronnie Peel Jr. didn't. He fucking fell in the ocean.
He found a way to fall off that boat. Anyway, yeah, it's not a. That's sorry about you, Ronnie. That's not good, but probably had too much to drink. got it drinked up. All right, my turn. Ooh-ah! Al Pacino, 82 years old, is expecting a baby with his girlfriend Noor Al-Falah. She's 29. Ooh-ah!
Is that what he said when he was making the baby?
Ooh-ah! Ooh-ah!
Al
Al
Pacino
Pacino,
walked in the room and said,
82.
they were like, "Who's
This
getting
is
pregnant in here? Who's getting
me
pregnant
just-
in here today?" And Al Pacino said,
Ooh.
"Everybody."
Al Pacino, 82. This is such an unflattering photo. Like, why would they do? He obviously looks like
No
they're
shit.
trying to
He looks
make
like a
him look
fucking,
as.
like
But look
they're
right
helping him.
here.
They're like a little old man. They're helping him. Look, they're holding his fucking arms.
And there's a photo down here. Here, look here. He's just standing out there with his kids playing around in a field by some toilets. But this is his girlfriend, Al Falah, who's
who is now what we can call we like to call her the Anna Nicole Smith of 2023. This is what a gold digger looks like. People.
We have no. They could have.
Dude,
their hearts.
I don't want to hear you
They
defending this bitch. Don't even fucking try.
Hey,
okay,
look.
this bitch is nothing but a gold digger. There's no way in hell a 29-year-old girl. I love his soul. I just fell in love with him. He's just fuck you.
She just might be into old guys.
He was fucking 50 years old when you were born.
So her prior relationship was Mick Jagger, and she dated him when he was 74, and she was just 22.
You're proving my point, JJ, that she's the ultimate gold digger. Keep going.
I mean, and she was also she also dated a billionaire, Nicholas Berrugan. I mean, yeah, let's not pretend that she's not after some cash. A little bit. There's a contractual relationship. 79-year-old. Let's see. Yeah. Al Pacino is not the only old fella having kids. 79-year-old Robert De Niro recently had a child. So earlier this month. So these guys, hey, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, guys, you are obligated to raise that kid for at least 18 years. That's your job. You're gonna have to stick around, do some, I don't know, crappy movies or something. That's your job to raise that kid. Ooh-ah.
There you go.
Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Tits.
Whoa, hang on. I didn't watch that. Hang on. I just was trying to get a ooh-ah. This was a ooh-ah compilation.
Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Look at old Chris, old Donald.
Tits. Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah!
That's what he said. That's what he said when he made that baby.
Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah! Tits. And she's like, he's still alive.
I wonder if that is what he said. I wonder if he does that. See, that's a terrible picture. He's like, come on out.
I mean, it makes him look.
We've got some butterscotch jello. We've got some tapioca in here for you. Tapioca pudding.
I mean,
come on,
what is the context of this photo?
He's
It looks
all
like
right. He's
being
just
carried.
He's
all right.
Okay. Goodness, Al.
82 years old. He can still make a baby. Well, Deke, I mean, it's almost certainly his kid, right? It couldn't be someone else. It's not possible.
I don't know. I haven't seen that video. I don't watch the same stuff that you do. Hey, I got another story here for you.
Please. Oh, hey, Brian put a story in the chat today. I don't know.
That's what I'm pulling up. This was a story that was put up by Brian in our chat. Virginia middle school students hosting these fight clubs with parental help. Now, we at the Your Two Dads show here reached out to these parents of these student fight clubs to try to get a comment, and they said that they don't talk about Fight Club. And then I asked them again if they would want to comment about the middle school fight clubs, and they said we don't talk about the fight clubs. So I don't know anything other than just the headline. Thank you for getting that joke. That was thanks. Good. Appreciate that.
So he posted this yesterday. Apparently, I feel like this. Okay, first of all, I dug into this. What he posted yesterday. I haven't seen the Just the News article.
Yeah.
It was reported by the principal of the school, and they had a quote from another source, so I followed that source, and that source was just quoting the principal from the school, and they had a source. I went to that source. It was just them quoting the principal of the school. So I haven't seen anything that substantiates any of this, except that the principal is just saying that this is happening. I'm sure kids are getting into fights.
Well,
But
it says here, it says the students have created fight clubs, some of them elaborate with brackets, betting, and challenging, and many parents are well aware of their child's participation in them, some hosting in their garage or basements. The middle school principal said in a newsletter to parents last week.
yes, that's
She
right.
said, "We cannot tell you how to parent, but when your children create TikToks and Instagram pages using Lunsford's name, that's the county public school, Lunsford's name, and then
Right.
attempt to hold these fights in the hallways and bathrooms, we will take action." I stand behind the principal on that. The county sheriff's office on Friday told the local Fox affiliate agency it is not involved in the events unfolding at the school. Well, okay, thank you for your serving protection there, law enforcement officials. You
if
never
you click
cease to fucking impress me, law enforcement people. You never cease to impress me. Every day.
if you click on that news reports, it just takes you to a story that literally is just the same quote. So
Well, that's probably all she said, and then you've got to take into account that media is fiending for something to say, and they're going to take this and rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it
But
and rewrite it.
right, but
She's only said
if
one
there was
thing.
actually fight clubs happening on TikTok, which is kind of what they're saying, TikTok, right?
She
And
don't give a shit
Instagram.
about TikTok or Instagram. It's
I
the
hear
fact that it could be
Evidence.
Fight Club on Facebook and Fight Club on a fucking random brand new
Right.
little page that you don't know about. They're using the school's name and they're fucking kids fighting in the goddamn hallways of the school. If y'all want to have
Obviously-
fight clubs and shit at your fucking house and whatnot, goddamn, I hope the Department of Community-Based Services don't get called on your asses for shitty parenting. But you're not going to do it in my school if I'm the principal. I stand behind her.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I recognize that the principal is saying that, and I don't have any reason to doubt her, except that this is a news story, and the only evidence is a quote from her. Even though it's supposed to be on social media and TikTok, you should be able to present evidence of like, here is a video. I mean, how many videos have you seen of kids jumping somebody and whooping their
I'm
ass?
sure they probably
yeah,
had
but
this
they
shit.
didn't
I mean,
provide.
you got to take into account that they might have had this taken down, and this Fox affiliate or whoever is producing this, Just the News, they probably. I mean, who done it? They're probably lazy asses that didn't give a shit.
Right.
You know, Madeline Hubbard's probably got something else to do, or they probably took them down.
Or just consider the scale. What if this whole thing is literally because 3 people are fighting?
It could, but if there is a news article written because and parents and all this shit's coming out just because 3 people got into a fight at school, I don't. Your kids don't go to public school, JJ. There's fights at public school every day.
I know there's fights at public school.
I mean, my kids are constantly coming home and like, dude, this girl in the hallway today, blah, blah, blah. And we didn't have this shit back in the day. They do.
Oh,
you know,
the phones,
when we say it's a different world, it really is a different world for them, you know, with these freaking phones, man. Hang on, I got to talk real quick.
First it was phones, then it was social media. Yeah, I don't know. I just my instinct on this is just a little bit skeptical. I mean, obviously, I know that fights are real. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think that this might be. I can't find any evidence that this is not being disproportionately reported. I fully expect when news reports are cited and Fox affiliates are cited and social media is cited, I fully expect some evidence to be presented, and I don't see any. And I'm sorry. I'm just inclined to believe that people are fucking liars. Okay, unless I see evidence.
Okay, I hope that one day I
What?
hope that your view on things change. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I hope your views on this change one day. They might not. I don't care. We're going to agree to disagree on this, but I don't agree with you. I think that
Okay.
there's other circumstances that you need to take into account that completely would dismiss that way of thinking just because these factors exist that are unknown. We have this unknown factor, this unknown factor, this unknown factor, and this unknown factor, which should totally eliminate the fact that you're like, fuck these people.
I'm not saying fuck these people. I'm saying I don't believe the principle
Right.
outright.
You're not
I
believing
don't
the
believe.
principle outright.
I mean, look, they're
I'm
saying
more inclined to
parental.
believe. And I hate to say this as a parent of high school kids, but I'm a parent of high school kids. I'm
Okay.
more inclined to believe the principal when she says that these fucking kids are fighting in the hallways than I
believe that.
believe my own children coming home telling me. All right. Your kids, even though they love you, and they would never lie to you.
I am
I'm
not
gonna say
saying
that
the kids
again.
are not fighting at the
They would
school. I am
never
saying
lie
that.
to you.
What is the outrageous part of this? The outrageous part of this is that parents are taking bets on this. That's the outrageous part, right?
Oh, I agree.
Not
No,
only
I'm not.
that kids are fighting, but the claim from the principal is that the parents are participating and making bets and brackets on this. That sounds like total bullshit.
But
It
JJ,
sounds like total, but it's
what you're missing and what I've been saying over and over again, and this is the last time I'm going to say this, and then we can
All
get
right.
off this topic. There are things that we don't know. This article is 2 paragraphs long.
You're right.
And that's what we're talking about. You've went to other articles and they're the same 2 paragraphs long. So
yes.
obviously there is information that was not given to the media to make public for fear of maybe they're trying to press charges. Maybe there is a criminal investigation going on to the parents that are betting and causing this death. So maybe they can't talk about
you know what?
Right
this is near our buddy Brian. Brian, while your baby's taking a nap, make a phone call for us. Find out.
Levi says my school has a rule where you would get the same amount of punishment if you get caught recording a fight. See, that's what do you think about that? We didn't have this back then.
We didn't have that.
We didn't have that option to have this kind of punishment. But
thanks for commenting, Levi.
Yeah, thank you. I kind of agree.
I mean,
I think that's cool. But what do the kids think? Because I'm not one of those parents that is like, I'm the older parent. You listen to me. Period. My say goes. My children's input is very valuable to me because they're living in a different world than I am. So I constantly sit down with my 15 and 18-year-old and I'm like, look, tell me what's up with this. How do you feel about this situation that me and your mom are staunchly against? How do you feel about it? And they have a different outlook on it because they live with technology that we didn't have. And that gives me a different outlook on certain things with them because I'm constantly laughing and making fun of my son because he's doing this. He's constantly taking little weird pictures, and it's not even. It's just like it's half of his face or some crap. And I've realized that's just. That's the way.
No,
that's the way the kids are today. That's not how we were. If we would have had this back then, we would have done the same thing.
Oh yeah,
done the same thing.
It's definitely affecting their brain programming, right? It's changing it's different influences that are impacting the way that they process reality. For real, because part of it is like, oh, if some pressures exist that they're like, oh, I don't even know where my phone is. I'm gonna take a photo of myself with something in the background, photo of myself and put it online. Part of that is like the reason to do that is to put that picture on social media in order to accumulate clout, likes.
They don't do it that way. No,
No,
that's not what they do. They're using a program that deletes the picture immediately, and it just gives you an extra. Your number goes up. It's stupid.
That's
all right?
that's it. That's the number going in. That's what I'm talking about. That little
That's the
thing
hit.
of
That's the dopamine hit. And that's
that's
what
the
I've tried to
dopamine hit.
explain to
And
him.
that's it.
But they're 15, 16, 17, 18
I
years old.
know.
Okay, you're not going to
It don't
explain.
matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, they're stupid boomer. All
All
right.
right.
When they get 40, they'll be like, oh, Dad
I
was
am
right.
just saying regarding this story, I do believe kids are fighting. There might be a couple
Oh, I
parents
know
involved.
kids are fighting, and I would guarantee that the parents are probably betting on it, or some parent has done this. And I stand with this fucking principal trying to keep her school safe. She's saying from our evidence, this is happening and this is happening. So she even says we cannot tell you how to parent. But when your children are doing this in our hallway, using these programs and using our fucking school's name, then I'm going to stop it. So y'all can do your little shit at your house, you shitty fucking parents, but it's not happening in my house.
I don't understand why Child Protective Services and the police are not directly involved.
That's
and why
what I'm saying. They're probably involved in this story that was printed like yesterday. And we probably don't have all the information on it because they can't.
We are not in total agreement about the circumstances of this story. I don't feel like so.
No,
maybe we'll watch it. We'll see if it's coming up. I didn't expect you to get so passionate about this.
I'm not really passionate about it. I just don't like this blanketed fuck these people.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't believe her specifically.
That's what I mean.
To see some evidence.
I don't like the blanketed. I don't believe someone. But I'm not bitching. I'm just saying we disagree on this.
I also don't believe McCarthy. I don't believe Lindsay. I don't believe like you name it. I don't believe them until I see evidence. Until I see something.
We just disagree on this. It's not a big deal.
Look, Principal Carrie Sims, or any of these multiple news reports, Lunsford, NBC News, or Fox affiliate, or whatever, post a police case report. Or just one, just anything
to pacify JJ because goddamn it, he's got to have it now.
Or a statement from the sheriff.
You can't wait until you do your investigation, or goddamn it, do it now.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
we can have this shit done so that people can like and subscribe. Click that button down there in the bottom and like and subscribe, please.
Oh my God,
we need a title.
The worm has turned. The worm has turned.
Let's get this shit on the road.
All right, joke time. Let's do jokes. Hey, people are posting jokes in our Jokey Joke channel.
Yeah.
Dad Joke channel. Yeah. Sinister Minister specifically has been posting them. We got to have him back soon. Maybe next. Maybe I don't know when. Sinister said his wife asked him to pace back and forth in the garden.
What was
that? Hello, sweetie.
His wife did what now?
His wife asked him to pace back and forth in the garden.
Yeah.
To kill time.
THYME.
Yeah, it's like it only works if you read it. Isn't that crazy?
You're talking about gardens and spices and vegetables and stuff. What vegetable is cool, but not that cool?
Vegetable is cool, but not that
cool. What vegetable is cool, man, but not that cool?
I don't know. What vegetable is cool?
Radish. Rad. Rad.
All right. I
like that one.
Right.
Come on, that
All
was
right.
cute.
I got one more food joke.
All right.
Food joke. Here we go.
Yeah.
Why is it that crabs never give to charity?
Why? I don't know. I've never thought about that.
I mean, they're shellfish.
That was bad.
She says it's good.
Hey, do you know what happens if you can't pee?
What happens if you can't pee?
You're in trouble.
Oh, here's my last one.
Okay.
Why did the chicken get a penalty?
I don't know.
Foul play.
Oh.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't already, please please like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning. We're your two dads. Bye. Bye.
I love